Welcome to Kinwomen ALOUD, where good conversation counts.
Welcome everyone. Hello, Kinwomen ALOUD podcasters. Look, I'm Kelley, and joining me today I've got two long-term friends, Penny Webb, Rose Parker. What could be better than three girls having a chat?
Oh, nothing better.
Fabulous.
So I've got my one friend over here, Rose Parker, who is a singer, songwriter, storyteller is what I would say. She's a lover of bringing healing to others through occupational therapy, where she's run her own practice and really been in business for decades, which is an achievement in itself. Well done, Rose. And then I have my long-term friend, Penny, who is currently a CEO of an organisation, but has really come through a creative avenue, I'd suggest, and has got great flair for doing up her home, making it feel like it's warm and that other people are welcome and they're invited, and network of friends.
Absolutely.
I love my home.
Yeah, you do, and it's a thing of beauty and a thing of belonging for each of us. So it's great having you both here today. We're going to be actually, Pen, a little bit later on, we're going to be talking to you a bit more in depth about your story.
We are.
So that'll be a really nice moment. But before we get started on sweet seasons and personal stories, what's been happening for you guys this week?
Oh, Rose. Rose, you go first.
Well, I'm in a season of watching all the seasons of Friends.
Oh, my gosh.
So good. So good.
You know,
Is that right?
Well, we all struggle sometimes to find something decent to watch on television. Gosh, I'm sounding like an older woman, but I don't care because I've rediscovered Friends. It's so sweet and just there's so many different personalities and it's funny and it's honest and quirky and it's about friendship, of course, which I love, and just watching people navigate life, and it's just hilarious.
I've never watched one episode.
Kel.
It's really lovely. So, yeah.
It is. It's a great series.
And actually, the nice thing when you say that is that I've never watched an episode, but I have seen those six main characters reflected over decades, and they have remained friends.
Yeah, well, one's passed.
They have.
But even the way they actually had to go through the despair, there's something beautiful about it.
Well, they kind of really grew up in a whole section of their lives together, their 30s. So it's just fun and it's lighthearted. It's a really nice thing to do.
Easy to watch, easy to listen to.
I don't watch a lot of it. I do other things in the evening as well. I'll play, but
background.
Just a little bit of something to just decompress after the day, and it's fun.
And what about you, Pam? What's been happening for you?
Well, I was actually talking about discovery. You're rediscovering, I suppose. And in a sense, I'm rediscovering too. I'm rediscovering an old love at the moment. I think it's because I've got a bit more time, and that's horse riding. I mean, I grew up on horses. We had 12 horses. Horses were my love, my joy.
Because that was in New Zealand, wasn't it? On a beach. You tell me you ride bareback on a beach.
Every single day.
Right?
Yeah, that was my love. So I've been riding
I'm a trail rider.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
I'm a non-rider. I went horse riding once with you. I was terrified.
We're cutting in on that story. Tell us all about it.
No, it's so fine. I have been trail riding with you, Kelley.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, I have, in New Zealand. No, so I've been catching up with a colleague actually at work, and we've been going riding together on the beach in the estuary on these great horses.
Wow.
And I guess the thing that I'm not surprised by, but it's like it just is so natural. I don't even think about it. It's never a deal whether I'm going to come off. I know what to do.
So it's like all there.
It's
all there.
Totally all there.
Great.
And just that love and the ability is there.
Yeah.
It's really like it's just in me. It's like I don't care whether
muscle memory, brain memory. Joy.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So I think my encouragement would actually be that if you had a past love, maybe reignite it.
Cool.
It's funny. I remember a few years ago I decided to get back into a bit of running. And, I used to be a athlete back in the days. No note whatsoever, but one nonetheless. But I remember going and running and doing I did a river run with an actual run group. And when I did that, I had heard this quote. She remembered who she was and the game changed.
Yeah, I love that.
Cool. She remembered who she was and the game changed. And I felt like that happened when I went running. Like I had kind of lost myself a little bit. Now suddenly I was just doing this. I don't remember who she was.
And that's totally how I feel horse riding. For me, it's a real freedom. It takes me back as a young girl. The freedom of riding on a beautiful powerful animal like a horse is just, it's
That's so
liberating.
funny how we've all talked about going back a little bit today.
Amazing.
Yeah, here we go.
Mm.
And anyway, look, that's great. I always love to have that little sense of where we all are. It's almost like a check-in, what's happening in life. Today we're going to talk about sweet seasons, and I'm going to interview you, Pen, in a minute, but it's just as a little bit of a refresher. As how we describe the sweet seasons, we talked about the sweet season, the unsweet season, the ordinary season, that all of these times in life are kind of unavoidable. What would you say about them, Rose?
Yeah, it is a package deal, isn't it? It's about understanding that they are all going to come. And as you said, even Kel, sometimes some will coexist in different areas of your life. But nature is always a place that I look to for guidance as well. And she shows us very clearly that there are very strict and clear seasons. Every Indigenous culture in the world embraces the seasons of how they live and grow and work and love and ceremony and ritual. I love that. In our Western lives, we get a bit
We don't run from the winter, do we, in our normal life?
We live in our air-conditioned, fully heated houses and buy what we need from the shop, But I love
the shop that we drive our car to.
Totally.
Which actually is 50 metres up the road.
Well, I'll walk. But I love summer. You know me. I love summer. I love the beach. But I love winter because it's got different things, hasn't it? And I love the beauty of autumn. And when you go to New Zealand and it's autumn, you see it because of all those trees. And so I have really learnt that every season has its beauty. Some of it's not as pretty as the others, but there is great learning and different things that we learn in different seasons, but it's all good.
Yeah. Every season has its value.
Yeah, thank you. That's
what it is, isn't it? I think, and it's not to shy away from it or be shamed by a bad season.
Absolutely.
But to realise it's okay. I'm going to be okay. And not to hang on to those sweet seasons so much that you're disappointed with what might feel like now and what you might be in now.
And not always not just living with
that'll
the high.
freeze you up.
I think it's really important. Yeah.
And we can do that if we keep connected.
Keep connected with people, keep hopeful if it is a bit of a challenging time. I think hope is really important. Reach out to others.
Don't stay stuck. I love it.
Reach out.
Grow, move through it. Yeah.
Oh, that was you, Rose. Go a-hunting.
Yeah, hunt down the hill.
Here's Albert Camus. In the depths of winter, I learned that within me lay an invincible summer. So, Pen, let's get ready to hear about your summer and the winters that sometimes come before and after. Looking forward to a conversation. Thank Rose for being part of this best part of the day. So here I am with my friend Penny. Oh, I love this. I love this opportunity to talk to each other about just things that matter in our life. And I guess they tell us how we were formed in a way and how we've responded to challenges as well as beautiful times. So, Pen, tell me a little bit about you and, where you came from and how you arrived in Perth, Australia.
Oh, golly. I'm going to do a succinct version because otherwise we could take up forever, like all of our stories. I was born in England, Guy's Hospital in England. My mother was a nurse. My father was a registrar training at the time. That's how they met. So I had to be born there, didn't I? And then that marriage parted ways quite early on for me. So I think I was around about 2. My mother remarried a man who ended up really being my dad.
Yes.
And he had 2 children. So he came with 2. And then they had a child. So in a sense, I always think to myself, I'm the eldest, but actually I'm
of 4,
the middle, and and then it's like there's lots of machinations in there.
Yes.
But at the age of 9, we left England to go to New Zealand. So this new blended family wanted a fresh start. So there was my stepdad, my mum, my stepbrother, Phil, myself, and my half-brother. We called him Boo. So my stepsister stayed in England. She went back to her birth mother. So we all left on a ship because my stepdad didn't like flying. We all left on a ship. And I loved that journey. I'm 9. I got involved in all the activities. Whenever we stopped off at port, I'm, horse riding and exploring. We saw the Zulus. We went to Las Palmas. We went horse riding. I rescued someone, you have all these stories. I went to ballet lessons on board. Oh. We had fancy dress parties on the ship all the time.
How long was that trip?
It was 5 weeks. Mm. You kind of went to school, but you didn't go to school. It wasn't quite like that. But I loved it all. You're constantly swimming, the activities, the food. But mind you, having said that, my parents used to have to put trunks at my door because I used to walk in my sleep all the time. Oh, so they were very worried about me. So they were in the next room. So the kids were in one room. They were in the next room, and they used to have to put trunks outside to make sure I didn't go and walk about on the ship.
That would be terrifying, wouldn't it?
I can imagine as a parent. So we moved to New Zealand when I was 9. So from the age of 9 through to 15, we lived in New Zealand, the most beautiful place. Like, they were just rich years for me as a young girl. There was some confusion there, which might come out in the story later, but at the same time, they were rich years. I loved it. We lived on the mouth of the river with the ocean one side, the river the other. We had horses, we had canoes, we had yachts. We used to run pony club on our premises. We used to do craft. I mean, we were very much involved in the community.
It would have been hard to leave.
Oh, it was very hard to leave. Well, then we went to America for a year. So I went 1 year in America, Middle America. That was wild. Country girl into Middle America, where the girls actually used to be on the bus to school with heated rollers in their hair. And I turn up with my jeans and a top that my mum had made for me, zero makeup, and they were made up to the nines. Yeah. It was just quite wild. So 1 year there, but it was a great experience. I think I learnt there that there's a few definitions for the word rubber.
Oh.
Yeah, that I got myself into trouble there in the classroom. But anyway, that's beside the point. That was quite hilarious. And then
You're right,
and then came here 16, day before my birthday. I was very, very sad. And my mum says, you can get your ears pierced. I was so excited. I could get my ears pierced. So I got my ears pierced on my 16th birthday. Did 1 year of high school, and I've been in Perth, Australia ever since.
Wow. Mm. Yeah, that was quite the journey, hey,
quite
right
the journey.
Here. Yeah. So you've been in Perth ever since. You've raised your family here. Yeah. You still live here. And when I guess, across all of those times, I'm sure there's been a number of sweet seasons, right? Times
there's been lots of beautiful seasons.
Yeah, I mean, because
lots of sweet seasons.
And I've known you through that time. Yeah. So, we've known some beautiful times. Mm. But I thought it'd be nice for you to talk about one of those sweet seasons in your life and why you would call it that.
Well, I think the sweet season that comes up in my heart, not just to my mind, probably in my heart before my mind,
yes,
is finding my dad, finding my birth dad again.
Oh, golly.
That was a big one.
Mm.
It was a real big one.
Mm.
I had just given birth to my twin boys. So we had these beautiful boys. And at the same time, my mum and my stepdad had separated.
Mm-hmm.
And
so it was a bit of a tumultuous time for you.
It was a very big time.
Mm.
My parents had separated. I'm helping them separate assets. My mother is finding a new relationship as well down the track, and she's remarrying. I'd given birth to my twins. Mm. And I one day went, oh my gosh, I don't have to hold the secret anymore.
Because you had the secret of your dad had been a secret that you'd held on to.
It had been a secret.
And missing him as well, do you think?
Well, I think when we moved to New Zealand, a critical point for me was I remember we were sitting around the breakfast table in the sunroom, and I'd received this letter, and it was a letter from my grandmother on my father's side.
Yes.
And she was talking about my father, and I remember breaking down into tears. So I would have probably been maybe 10, breaking down into tears, being confused, but my father's here. But no, I've got a father there.
Oh, golly.
And I remember breaking down into tears, and I think it made my mum sad too.
Yes.
And I think at that point they kind of thought this isn't good, having that contact. And for a few different reasons, it was like at that point, it was like we don't talk about it.
Oh.
Yeah. So it became the secret.
Yes. And
And they got some really poor advice too.
Yeah.
From community about, don't share. It's not going to be helpful. It's not, and so it became a secret at a very young age that I couldn't talk about. That actually, as much as I loved my stepdad, and I did love him, and I love him to this day, I wasn't allowed to talk about my birth father because it also made my mum sad, and I knew that, and I didn't like it when my mum cried.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. So as a little girl, I didn't like it when my mum was sad.
So what did you do?
Well, I made sure she didn't cry.
And so you kept it in.
So I kept it in.
So then once these relationships are all breaking down, what did you almost feel permission to go and find Dad, your birth dad?
And the only other time that I had searched was we'd been back to England, and I remember rummaging through the telephone directory. Of course, in those days, it was these big books looking for the name R. Parker, It was like, of course, you're not really finding it, or there's lots of them, or, kind of things. That I did that once. And then my parents, so then now fast forward till I've had my boys, and I didn't have to keep the secret anymore because I wasn't trying to protect this marriage and our blended family. They'd separated a few years down the track, and I thought, I'm going to go see if I can find my father.
What did you do?
Well, I knew he was a surgeon. I knew his name, and I knew he was a surgeon. That's all I knew. And I knew kind of where he possibly could live. So I thought I'll go through the medical way to try and find the surgeon's that name. So that's kind of how I did it, through investigation and looking on, I don't know, I'm just trying to remember exactly how I did it. But I think the internet was around a little bit then, and there were papers. And so then I came across two that I thought it could be. And so I rang the hospital and just said, listen, is there a Roger Parker that works here? Yes, he's an ENT surgeon, And I went, okay, could you please give me your address? Kind of thing. And would you like me to put you through? No. No, thank you. Anyway, so then I wrote a letter, and I've still got that letter because he has given it back to me. My first line was, hi, I'm Penelope Claire Jacques Webb then, nee Baker, nee Parker. I think I'm your daughter. If this isn't you, I'm so sorry, but if it is you, I'd really like to connect, but also understand that I'm pretty sure you've got a new family. So if it's not convenient, that's fine. But here's my phone number. Here's my address. If you feel inclined, give me a call.
And what happened?
Well, it was a few months later, and I was at home on my own. I put the boys to bed. Mark was out for some reason, I can't even recall, but I was lying on the couch at night, and this phone call came in, and I picked it up. And the first words were, hi, I'm Roger Parker. I'm definitely your father.
Oh, my goodness.
And I've kept your photograph in my wallet all these years.
Oh, my goodness.
And my first words were, it's all right, you don't need to be kind to me. It's all right if you don't have your photograph in your wallet. He goes, I'm promising you your photograph has never left my wallet. Oh. Well, the physical response was huge. I literally was convulsing on the couch. I couldn't really stop it.
Yeah.
But that began a beautiful journey and a father-daughter love affair.
Golly.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing to have come back into contact with him. And he obviously absolutely loved having you.
He was beautiful. I can't tell you how beautiful he was. And he'd sent private investigators trying to find me in New Zealand, but of course we'd shifted and, they'd lost. Yeah, yeah.
And so when he found you, was his thing like, we're gonna see each other, we're gonna reconnect?
Yeah.
Was that his desire right
Yeah,
from the beginning?
absolutely. So he said, I want to pay for you to come here first. I want you to meet your family.
Okay.
Yeah. And then over the course of the next number of years, we went back and forth. But yeah, I remember that first time. I was so nervous on the plane. So I'm the kind of person, when I'm unhappy or a bit nervous, I eat more. I have to be so nervous not to eat. I hadn't eaten for days.
And then you got on that plane.
I got
You're
and I was
whooping.
like, no, I couldn't. I couldn't
you
eat until I
couldn't?
couldn't eat.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, couldn't eat. Yeah. But I remember there was a little ramp and there was this man at the end. I'd seen a photograph of him by now. There was this man at the end and he had this big, long herringbone, black and white, good English coat,
Yes.
And it was winter and he was there.
At
and
the
I
airport
walked
when you
up.
arrived?
Yeah. And I walked up and he just held me.
Oh.
I know.
Did
I
you-
can almost feel it now. And the coat, so it's almost like you become the little girl again.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What did it bring up in you? What do you think it made you feel when you were saying we're kind of talking this idea of sweet seasons? What did it make you feel, Pen?
I think it made me feel together. Like it made me feel, I don't know about complete's the right word, but it was the connection was very kind of went, all is well, like together, like it was a togetherness.
You kind of said you didn't have to have a secret anymore, so it feels like the piece came back. That one that you'd had to keep almost covered kind of then came back into full view.
And I think that was really very much a part of the sweetness, but also the challenge of the season. See, because secrets make you sick. Bottom line is, once you have that secret, it pervades everything. And it really makes you unwell in a lot of ways that you work and internally.
So tell me, you're at the same time as this is happening, you've still got the family breakdown happening in Perth. You've still got the twins. You've still got all the pressures of life. How are you kind of co-managing those things at the same time?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
I'm kind of like,
I know.
my goodness.
I know, because it actually was very emotional. I have to say, Mark, my husband then he was amazing. He was very supportive because we had to invest money, embracing him into our lives. Yes. And he was just phenomenal. How did I cope? I mean, I'm notorious for just pushing on. For me, busyness is my addiction.
Okay, yeah.
So, it's whilst I like a glass of wine, it's not my coping mechanism. My coping mechanism is busyness. Let's just keep really busy. Let's listen too much to what's going on inside.
No. And I think that's always the trouble, isn't it? Because when we have those seasons, it's almost like we don't, and all the other things going on, we don't actually live in those moments.
No, that's right. So so in a sense, a coping mechanism, hopefully a reasonably healthy one, in a sense helps you not mask the full feelings, but the full onslaught of the feelings.
Yeah.
So you hope that what you've got to walk through actually is over a period of time, because it's so much. There's so many feelings that are going on in those moments and those months and years. There's so many feelings of, does he really still love me? What's my place in this family? Why did he not chase me down earlier? You question about your new family. Where do I fit? Does he really love me? Like, who am I? I think I'm a bit like him.
You've said that before.
Oh, yeah. My hands and my eyes.
You said he was so
and
much
my
like
diligence,
Okay.
to work. Like, I always think of myself, I'm not like a naturally brilliant person, but I'm a diligent worker. He's like that.
And how did
He'd
your
work
mum feel
hard.
about that reconnection?
Well, for her, in a sense, it was also like a relief.
Wonderful.
I mean, it was
wonderful.
beautiful for her because when he came over, he said, I want to meet your mum. And I went, oh, my gosh, really? Oh, no. So then I'm having to broker that, you know. So we decided to go to a wildlife park.
Oh,
Let's
was
see
this going
the
to be like,
kangaroos.
keep it distracted?
Let's keep distracted. Let's see the kangaroos. Let's see the koalas.
Yeah.
Let's see the wombats, you know, let's something else to talk about, you know, whilst we're walking around. They got on like a house on fire.
Wow.
I know. Well, in a sense, they still loved one another.
That is a lovely thing,
Yeah,
Penny.
yeah. So that was quite
So
beautiful.
you didn't get caught in that. That wasn't a caught in the middle at all.
No.
So I guess there's a difficult part to this story,
Yeah.
right? Because Roger, what happened to Roger? Roger passed away.
He passed. Yeah. I had 10 years with him.
10 years.
It was beautiful. Like 10 is so much better than none. And his photograph still sits on my dressing table.
Is that right?
Yeah. And I look at him and go, oh, there you are. You know. Oh,
So you got that 10 years.
I have a chat to him every now and again. And whenever I go back to England, I always go to his grave, clean it up, put some fresh wildflowers on it. And, I had 10 years.
Which is really, I guess it is extraordinary because you did get to have it and he wanted
I was very
that
blessed.
relationship.
It doesn't work out that way for lots of people. So I was very, very blessed.
So I think we're trying to, I just think it's I love the fact you describe it as a love affair.
Yeah, father-daughter love affair.
I really do, because I think that actually is such a beautiful way. But at coming out of that, what did you have to do, especially when you lost your dad again, to actually keeping going and accepting the fact that life was going to have to keep going? What did you kind of needed to do?
I think one of the things that is that I held it as beautiful, but realised this is the understanding of the unsweet and the sweet seasons at its best. I moved through, in a sense, over time. Often I would choose business if I wasn't feeling great about stuff. But I reflected on a song that I loved when I was a little girl, which was a gospel singer called Evie. And I had my guitar and I used to sing a lot in those days. And one of my favourite songs of hers, she was this blonde bombshell, 4'11". You know.
Oh, gosh.
She wrote a song about it. But her song was there is a time for everything and there is a season.
Yeah.
A time to laugh, a time to cry, a time to be born and a time to die. There is a time for everything, for everything. And I used to sing that song all the time, and this was one for me.
Yeah.
There is a time. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to cry. There's a time to be born and a time to die. This was my dad.
Yeah.
And that's okay, you know.
And it doesn't minimise the loss one bit.
Doesn't minimise the loss.
It actually just says, I have to be able to hold all these things at the same time.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. And because you're also taking a family with you.
Yes.
So it wasn't just me.
No.
Yeah.
No. Maybe in some respects, Pen, it kept you looking outward.
Yeah.
Because you had twins and Mark and family
absolutely.
and work and all those things, didn't you?
Yeah. And from then on, we always have talked about him, you know, and even with my mum and, you know.
Yeah. And we've all got to hear about him too.
Yeah.
And he remains a beautiful person in everyone's mind. So, well, thanks, Pen. That's so lovely hearing about this sweet season of yours, and I think it's the
The
understanding.
emotions do come up again.
I can hear them in you.
I know.
I can hear them in you, and this is probably, how many years ago?
Well, he passed in the year 2000.
Okay, so we're talking 25 years ago.
Yeah. We'd all been on a holiday together in Switzerland. It was a beautiful holiday. It was extremely fabulous. And he passed that year. Mm.
So I guess I just want to say thank you. And I love that section of, that's prose that you read out, which is from the book of Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful book and a beautiful section which says there is a time for everything. a time for everything under heaven. And I think that sometimes we've got to, these are the seasons of life, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you want to take us out by reading that?
You want me to read it?
Love you to read it.
Okay. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. I love that. A time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak up, a time to love and a time to hate, and a time of war and a time of peace. For everything there is a season.
Everything there's a season. It's been great speaking to you, Pam.
Thanks.
Oh, Kinwomen podcasters, I hope you've listened to that story and just found it such an incredible encouragement that the seasons of life, they roll around, and maybe you can go ahead and read that set of words, which actually are incredibly touching. But what we've got is next time we're going to be gathering and we're going to talk about the concept of curiosity. I mean, we've got to keep curious in our world, and that will be actually a beautiful topic to talk about. So until next time, join us for more conversations that matter. Don't forget to subscribe to our Kinwomen ALOUD podcast. You're our kin. I want to thank Mark Rell from Elemental Sound, Dylan Bokelman, who's our sound engineer, and Natalie Kellner, producer for Kinwomen ALOUD.
Thank you for joining the Kinwomen ALOUD conversation. This podcast is written and directed by the Kinwomen team, recorded at Elemental Sound in Perth, with sound engineering by Dylan Bokelman and production by Natalie Kellner from Mindful Marketing. Don't miss our next chat. Follow us. See you then.